Yapping.
Hello, this is Erica.
Edgar.
And Dave.
And we are the Yapping Schnauzers. We entertain you with yap-worthy stories we find around the web. So today's episode would be the most recent stories on Reddit. And I believe Edgar would be reading first story.
Yeah, we'll start you out with this first story, titled, Am I the Asshole for Leaving My Dad's Birthday Dinner After Overhearing My Sister's Comment After My Miscarriage? A few months ago, me, 28 female, and my sister, Eva, 33 female, realized that we were both pregnant. She's been struggling with infertility, so we were all happy for her. I have an older son, 2-year-old male, with my husband, 32-year-old male. Sadly, a couple of weeks ago, I lost my baby. We told my family. They were all supportive, but I did sort of pull away from them. They would have tried to avoid discussing Eva's baby around me, but I didn't want to overshadow her, especially since she's wanted this for a long time. I also didn't want to be reminded of my own loss whenever I saw her. So I haven't been to my parents' place for Sunday dinners since I really spent time with Eva, which we had been doing a lot before. I replied vaguely to any messages about my absence. Wasn't the best communication from me. Yesterday, my parents were hosting family dinner for my dad's birthday. I had been thinking about going because I miss my family, and while of course the pain of losing my child has not faded, I'm at a point where I can at least pull a little to the side to be there for my sister and my new niece when she is born. So I let my family know that we would be coming. However, we had to get a gift for my dad, and then my son had a bit of a tantrum, so we got to my parents' place about an hour late. I wished my dad and then went to the kitchen, where my mom, Eva, and my sister-in-laws were. But before I went in, I heard them say my name, so I stopped. My mom was saying something like, well, I guess Opie's not coming, and Eva said, what did you expect? She probably changed her mind and is just staying home again. Honestly, I'm sorry for her, but you would think she was the first woman to ever lose a kid. And it's not even her first kid. They then kept talking about other things, but I just wanted to leave. I went and got my husband, who was with my brother-in-law, dad, and brothers in the living room. I told my dad I was really sorry, but we needed to go. They all protested, but my husband could see how upset I was, so he didn't. We got my son and left. When we got home, I just kind of cried for a while. My husband asked me what happened, and I told him. He was angry that she said that, but thought we shouldn't have abruptly left because my dad had been looking forward to seeing us, and my son missed his cousins. After this, I was feeling conflicted. Later, my brother texted me saying my dad had been really upset about us leaving and brought it up at dinner, which caused a whole fight because Mom and Eva realized that I must have heard them talking, and my dad was mad about it. My brother said that it was pretty bad and he wished I had just stayed so none of this would happen. Obviously, Eva didn't mean for me to hear that. They were all just frustrated that I've been AWOL for so long. Now I feel bad because I didn't mean to ruin dinner. Obviously, what Eva said was hurtful, but I can see how my actions might have led to her saying something out of anger, and I could have talked to her about it later instead of just leaving. I don't know. Am I the asshole? ETA for weapon? You want to read it at all?
Yeah, so I don't know. This one's kind of conflicting. So, I mean, it's not fair for her to just, because the family thinks she should get over it. There is no time limit to grief, especially losing a child. I mean, I haven't been through it, but I think in any way, grief doesn't have a limit. I don't know. What do you think, babe?
I think it was like kind of like an unfortunate situation to be in, just because like the conversation that OP like walked into wasn't like meant for her to hear, and like people say a lot of things like behind your back, and in like faith that you won't ever hear it. So like even though like OP's sister-in-law or like sister was like being like a dick about it, like I don't think she meant it to hurt her directly. But I think, yeah, what do you think about her leaving, actually?
I know. I don't think I would have left immediately.
I feel like I would have just stayed a little bit and see. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
It's like,
wait till
I would
after
feel
dinner.
bad because, like, if it's like my dad's birthday, like, I would just stay for him and like try to like deal with what I heard later on. Not that like, it's just, it sucks too because it was like dad's birthday and then she heard that. It was like she didn't know what to do, so I understand why she left.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if it were me, I would have stayed a little bit and then left. Obviously, I wouldn't stay the whole time because I'd still have like that in the back of my head. It would bother me, especially if I just lost a kid. No, that's tough.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if it's the first, second, fourth, fifth, sixth child. You still lost someone, especially your
Exactly.
child. I think I would have stayed, but I would have like confronted her.
Yeah.
I would have literally walked in and be like, "So, what are you talking about?"
Say it louder.
Did you feel like it'd be even worse doing that?
I don't know. I mean, I guess they could have got. Maybe it's just like they're just mad because they miss her, and sure they probably expressing it not the right way. But I think it all comes to a place where they're both frustrated or they're both sad because they miss each other. And I think at some point, talking it out, maybe this confrontation would help them talk it out instead of them being avoidant or her being avoidant about everybody.
I feel like it would be like a terrible kind of conversation to have. Like she's just walking in on her sister saying that she shouldn't be sad about a child that died. Like, how do you even go from there?
I feel like this is an easy easy fix. They just gotta talk it out.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just an easy fix by just having a conversation.
Well, I mean, I think it's just one of those things where it could have caused, or it could be a whole like World War III, but I don't think so. I think they understand each other
So
a
you
little
think,
bit more.
you think after this they can patch things up?
Yeah.
How so? Just like talking to her?
Yeah, because that's how you understand each other. It's not like they have like malice on their way they're acting or whatever. It's just they're both sad. They're both, she's sad that she's not coming or she's not able to see her sister that she's close to. And she's sad because she lost somebody and she's grieving. So they're both sad different ways, but, they both want to be there for each other. So I don't think it's going to be a big deal once they talk it out.
No.
There is like a whole comment. I don't know if you want to read the top comment.
You can read the top comment.
So, so the top comment is: grief has no limit. Recovery from miscarriage sucks because hormones, pain, and suffering emotionally. The fact that your family thinks you need to simply suck it up and get over it is ridiculous. So you weren't wrong from taking time to dealing for your loss. Sounds like they were more focused on your sister finally getting pregnant, and they want you to do the same. It's like, how dare you make your miscarriage about yourself? Don't you know your sister's pregnant? So your sister, who has struggled for infertility, finally gets pregnant and decides that a miscarriage is NBD because it happens all the time and you already have a kid. Your brother is upset because the family fight wouldn't have happened if you sucked it up and stayed. No consequences for your mom and sister. Sorry, but hell no. Not the asshole. Ask your sister if she remembers not being able to get pregnant, and ask her to imagine what she wouldn't have done if she overheard you saying she probably staying home again. She isn't the first woman to suffer infertility. She can always adopt if she wants to have a kid so bad. Yeah, your sister likely dreaded being around pregnant women and babies because of her struggles, even if she wasn't vocal about it. But now that she is pregnant, and now the only pregnant sister, she thinks she can look down and judge you. Imagine if it was reversed. I bet your family would be having her over for dinner and asking her to stay home because you were pregnant and it was too hard for her. I'm sorry. She is selfish, and I wouldn't have accepted any apology she gives if she does. Remember, she isn't sorry because she was wrong of what she said. She is sorry she got caught saying it. And your family is wrong for blaming you for being rightfully upset because your sister faced the consequences of voicing her thoughts out loud. That's crazy.
That's a good one. Oh my god.
That's like a slap in the face.
She killed her. Oh.
Wow. That was crazy. I guess because I think people, I don't know. I guess because I think about the relationship I have with my siblings. Like, if my sister was to say that, I would be hurt, but like I would get it. You know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't hold it against them. But not everybody thinks that way. So I get where the comment, like the person writing the comment is crazy. I mean,
she went straight to it.
Yes, I mean she has points. She has definitely points about it. So I mean, it could either go good or bad. But yeah, I think she does deserve an apology, at least. All right. So the next story is: am I the asshole for asking my husband's family to leave our wedding after they brought my ex to sabotage us? I, 30 male, black, married my husband, James, 32, white, last month. It was supposed to be the happiest day of our lives, but his family almost ruined it. For context, James' family has never fully accepted me. They make comments about how different I am and have openly said they wish he'd stay with his ex-girlfriend, Emily. I thought they had finally moved on past their issues when they showed up to our wedding, but I was wrong. Halfway through the ceremony, I noticed Emily sitting in the front row with James' family. At first, I was confused, but I didn't want to cause a scene. After the ceremony, things became clear. James' mom came up to him and said, "Are you sure this is what you want? Emily's here, and it's not too late to make things right." I was standing right there. I couldn't believe the audacity. When I confronted her, she acted like she was doing James a favor. We just thought he might want a reminder of what he's giving up. She said. James Dad chimed in saying, "We're just looking out for his future, no offense, but we never saw this relationship lasting." I defended myself, telling them they were disrespectful for ruining our day. James' mom brushed me off, saying, "We're just being honest. You should be grateful we're even here." I lost it. I told him, "If you can't respect our marriage, you don't need to be here." James overheard the argument and immediately backed me up. He told them that bringing Emily to our wedding was cruel, and if they couldn't support us, they could leave. His family started arguing, claiming I was too sensitive and turning James against them. Emily had the nerve to approach me and say, "I didn't mean to cause trouble. I just wanted to support James." I told her she wasn't welcome, and she left in tears.
Girl.
And now James' family is furious. I ruined the wedding by making it about drama, but I feel like I had every right to stand up for myself. Am I the asshole for defending myself and asking them to leave?
No, absolutely not.
Isn't that crazy?
And in the front row, after the ceremony, when they already got married and everything, con el ring y todo, and then afterwards the mom comes to, I'm so done. I would have thrown a fit. I would have made a scene. I would have made a scene because, like, why is she here?
Nah, if I had security, I'd be like, can you please escort them out? I'm like, that's it. Like, I do not want to tolerate them. I don't care. I think, and plus, I love that the husband is supportive of her.
Yes.
He immediately backed her up. He knew what was going on. He didn't hear the whole conversation, but he knew that his wife was right. He probably knows his parents, too. Look crazy they are.
But, like, why would they just bring her? And the dad supporting también?
No,
I did not understand that. I was like, not the dad involved with it, too.
Yeah.
That's just insane.
They're definitely racist.
And then her leaving crying, "I didn't mean to Girl, yes, you did. That was your whole intention, to go there and ruin it.
Like, you're the ex.
And then you're crying?
Hello.
She's the one that made a scene.
Exactly.
I know, that's too funny.
No, I definitely think she's not that asshole. She should have, I mean, she kept herself classy. Honestly, she dealt with it really well. I don't think she did anything wrong. I mean, other people would have been pulling hair, saying some comments, like, you know,
or like right when like she saw her, like right there, be like, tell her something. But after the ceremony, so you're telling me they did the whole wedding process and everything, put the ring,
and then they came up to her. Yeah,
she was holding it.
Yeah,
so she knew.
Worse.
I know.
No, the parents definitely suck on this one. I would really suck having father-in-law and mother-in-laws like that. I think I would have been like distance myself from them at all cost.
Yeah.
And if I had a baby, they wouldn't even see them. So why? So they could be racist to him too?
Yeah.
No.
Like,
they would be blacklisted.
You should have a kid with her instead.
No, that's crazy. No, they're definitely racist. they don't deserve. They don't deserve to be part of their life. At least, I mean, I love that the husband is there. So at least she's able to lean on him.
Yeah, the next story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Telling My Sister That My Nephew Is Not My Baby? My sister, 23 female, lives at home and has a 6-month-old baby. She never moved in with her boyfriend because they lived far away from each other and neither of them wanted to compromise. Her baby daddy never ever comes around. He's seen the son probably less than 30 days total in his entire life. And because of this, my sister has been treating me, 21 female, and my mom as his other parent. She expects free childcare constantly while she works and whatnot, and gets very upset when I act hesitant about it for whatever reason. Because she doesn't want to send him to daycare, she'd be eligible to get free childcare in our state, but doesn't trust it. And I love my nephew to death, but these are my child-free college years. I've been parentified and forced to play mommy for my little siblings for years. And just when they're getting to the age that they don't need me so much, I don't think I should be forced to step up and play mommy to another child who isn't mine. Especially when I'm on winter break for the next couple of weeks and just want to enjoy sleeping in way too late and being lazy before I've thrown back into full-time college. This has been happening for 4 months at this point, though. So when she asked if I'd watch him tomorrow, I got a bit of an attitude, but ultimately said yes. But to do that, she got snappy with me and was like, "Why do you always act like you don't want to do it?" To which I got upset and responded, "Because he's not my kid, and I shouldn't be expected to do this all the time." She got very angry at me and is now not talking to me at all, and is surely going to weaponize my nephew against me. And to an extent, sure, I understand her anger. I know that you should be able to rely on your village, and I don't know if I'm in the wrong for not wanting to do this, but I'm so tired of taking care of other people's children all the time for free, even if I love the kids to death. I can't tell if I'm being selfish or not. Am I the asshole here? What do you guys think?
I don't think she is, because it's not her responsibility. Why should she take care? I mean, sure, they're family, and if she can, she should. I mean, if she has the time, but it doesn't mean that she has to. It's not her responsibility. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, the parent's supposed to. Sure, she's a single mom, but she has to figure it out. Mm-hmm. She is the parent. I mean, you can do as much as to help and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, it's not your child.
At least pay them something, because they're helping you out. Like, it's not like, I don't know.
It's hard. I mean,
I know, it's like, if you can't say no to them, because like it's not the kid's fault either that they don't have nowhere to go, and it's like you can't. I don't know. It's a tough situation, to be honest. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the top comment says, so it's not the asshole, but you're still mirrored deep with false sense of obligation. You need to step back and have a long, hard think about what you're having these college years means to you. What they can be if you live with them as you want to and deserve to, and then fight for them. Because otherwise you won't get to live them and they will never come back. You will spend them babysitting and being bossed around. Experience you would have had, friends you would have made, things you would have influenced in your whole life won't happen. You need to work out just how much babysitting you are willing to do and then not do another hour more. You need to be utterly strict about it and take no crap. You don't need to take care how your sister tries to punish you with the moods and whatnot. Ultimately, she is the one who wants something out of you, and anything you give her is something she should be grateful for. You don't owe her any of it. She is the mother. If she feels entitled to it because you have spine made of tofu. What? A spine made of tofu, then she won't even feel grateful because you're doing it is a norm and only to be expected. You giving in will only be rewarded by her feeling entitled to it and then getting angry whenever you aren't sacrificing as much as you can for her sake all the time. I think that's good. I think that's honestly true. If I were you, I would give her a minimum of babysitting bar emergencies, and then be ruthless about having your time respected and babysitting cut off for a time for any infractions. This is the only way you'll be respected and appreciated. Your sister will cope. She will find a way to start making her own sacrifices properly, and she should, because her baby is her responsibility. Of course, if manipulating and pressuring you into sharing half of the load works, she would choose that. But if it doesn't, she will find her own way. You just have to weather out the storm after you start saying no and mean it, and she reacts by trying to make it easier for you to give in rather than deal with all the she's throwing at you. It will end if you stick up your guns, but there is only one light at the end of the tunnel if you write things out. Wow, that was crazy. That was a lot.
She needs to put boundaries with like her sister or whatever. And then I feel like once she does that, it'll be like she's gonna get mad regardless because of it, but it'll be better for her in the long run.
I agree. I think she just needs boundaries. And I mean, she's not saying she's gonna cut her off completely. No. But she should just, be grateful that she's able to do it, and that's it, and just have boundaries. I think that's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I feel like at least for Hispanic, like, I don't know, my culture or like Ecuadorians, I don't know if it's a whole thing, but I feel like my mom has engraved to us, if your sister needs help, you need to help her. Like, there is no ifs and buts, and I'm like, well, you can do as much as you can. And I'm sure any little thing, you can help out. They appreciate it, and that's definitely true for them. They don't expect you to help them or get help. They just, they feel appreciated if you do help, which I like that because they're not entitled. One is called "Am I the asshole for refusing to watch my neighbor's kid before school because she kept nagging me?" I, female 35, am staying at home mom with 2 kids. John, male 10, and Ava, female 8. My neighbor Zoe is female 42, works full-time, and asked at the beginning of the school year if she could drop off her daughter Sue, female 9, an hour before school started twice a week. I agreed and was happy to help out a neighbor. However, things got bad pretty quickly. My kids do not get along well with Sue and see entertaining her as a chore. Both of my kids enjoy sports, arts, and playing outside, while Sue is glued to her phone. Despite this, Sue pouts when my kids do their own thing instead of trying to engage with her. Zoe called me a few weeks into school year to nag me for having the kids walk bike to school, saying it was unsafe and asking me to drive Sue. I told her no. If Sue was old enough to have a phone, she was old enough to walk bike to school. A week later, she asked me to cook real sausage for Sue, in addition to veggie sausage I make for my kids. My husband and I don't buy meat. I told her no. Sue could eat what I cook, but if she wanted specific food, she would have to prepare it herself. For the first semester of school, Zoe nagged me with similar requests. Don't play songs with explicit lyrics. Don't let multiple kids on the trampoline simultaneously. Watch the kids when they're outside, etc. When I refused, she was respectful and was like, sorry to bother you, but she still had a new request every week. At the end of the semester, I told her I was not going to make adjustments to our family lifestyle and inconvenience my family for the sake of her child. Sue's safety was not at risk. If she was unsatisfied with Sue's situation, there were plenty of other people in the neighborhood who could watch her. Zoe seemed really receptive, and I was hopeful that would be the end of the nagging. When the kids got home on December 20th, I asked, are you excited for the 2.5 weeks with no school? And John responded, I'm more excited of 2.5 weeks with no Sue. Ava nodded and giggled along. Dang! It broke my heart to know that they were more happy to get a break from Sue than school. Damn. Just a couple of days ago, Zoe reached out thanking me for agreeing to watch Sue and asking if I could watch her a couple afternoons in a week in addition to Zoe could have some me time. I told her this would no longer work. Our kids did not mesh well, and I didn't want to deal with more inappropriate requests. I thought Zoe might be mad, but instead she begged me to watch Sue at least one morning a week. She apologized profusely and said I would parent however I wanted to. This made me feel bad because she genuinely needed my help and I did not know what she would do. I told her I knew I could and her apology was too little too late. Oh man. Okay, my husband and the kids stand by my decision, but some of the other moms think I should have been more accommodating. Girl, please, then you watched her.
Exactly.
Saying I'm selfish, that moms help moms and I'll never know when I might need help. Does my refusal to help Zoe make me an asshole?
No. I just can't.
Why do you think so? Like, was it too much? Was she asking for too much?
I mean, it was just like, she was just like saying little things repeatedly. Like, I feel like her saying a new thing every week is kind of annoying because, like, if I'm taking care of your kid, that means you trust me and the way, like, I am. So I don't need them telling me, oh, no, don't do this, don't do that. Like, if it bothers you that much, just bring your kid to somebody else that you trust and don't have to keep nagging about every little thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like she just doesn't... I mean, I get it. She cares about her kid and wants everything perfect. But, no. No. If I'm... no, I agree with, what is it? The lady that's taking care of her. Like, this is how I do it. Like, I'm taking care of her. This is how it's gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, you're asking for too much. Like, she's doing you a favor, taking care of your child, feeding your child, and getting your child safely to the house. Like, and you're asking her a request, like, cook her a different meal, cook her this, or make sure to watch her. Her safety is priority. Like, no.
The trampoline? Girl, they're kids.
Someone's bound to get her. It's
my
crazy.
God.
I don't know. I think I don't know. She's asking for too much.
Even the kids are tired of it.
Yeah. I don't... It's probably because Sue is also...
I can't with that name. I'm sorry. I was trying not to laugh when I found out her name was Sue. Because, like, Sue reminds me of, like, una viejita.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It doesn't remind me of a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
So I was just, yeah.
What do you think, babe?
Like person in a kid's body.
Well, she's all on her phone and she doesn't want to do anything else. So, you know, the kids... And then she gets upset
like,
if they're not paying attention to her. Like, what do you mean? Like, go out and play. Don't look at the phone.
If my mom was ever, like, taking care of somebody like that, I wouldn't want to talk with them. Like, I would be like, okay, well, they don't want to talk to me, so I'm not going to talk to them.
Exactly. Yeah, I think she's just asking for too much. She should have just been thankful.
The food-wise, like, if she wants her to have real meats or whatever, prepare a lunch for her or food or something. Yeah. I don't know. Like, something like that simple. So, like, when they're all eating, she can just eat whatever her mom gave her and not whatever the lady that's taking care of her is making. I don't know. It's, like, simple things like that. It's just, I don't know. But changing her, like, whole routine just for her is kind of annoying. I'd be mad if my mom ever did that. Like, dude, really? I get it, but no. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, if the kids are that happy to not be with Sue, there has to be something that she doesn't even know that's going on. Because why would the kids not like her so much that they're even happier they want to see her? Too. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense. It's just for the kids to be that happy to not be spending time with her.
I know.
Yeah, that speaks volumes. So I think she did the right decision to just, leave her and say, sorry, we can't take care of Zoe anymore. You still think she's an asshole?
Opie?
Yeah.
Yeah, Opie isn't.
You think so either?
No.
Yeah, I agree. All right, so the next one.
Yeah, the next story is titled, Am I the Asshole for Announcing That My Dad's Not Paying My College Tuition? My aunt and uncle are paying for my cousin's college. My dad had a college fund for me, but he had stipulations like he wanted nothing below a B for grades and to pre-approve any classes I take. Weekly meetings to discuss grades and a bunch of other stuff, which would be fine if you have a normal dad. Mine isn't. My dad has a temper, and I spent 6th through 12th grade stressed out about grades and being screamed at or grounded over things that sometimes weren't even my fault, like a teacher not updating online grading and an assignment being marked missing because of it, and getting my backpack and locker randomly searched by him for no reason besides to make sure I'm not hiding anything. I decided to pay for school myself because of 1, not being stressed over getting screamed at, 2, I didn't feel like constantly worrying that he'd disapprove of a class or a grade and decide not to pay, which I could totally see him doing. I'd rather be in that than controlled for 4 more years. I just finished my first year. Well, my family got together on the 4th and, well, sometimes they're nosy. They were talking about my cousin's school, and my uncle looked at my dad and said, "Well, how much is my name's school costing you?" I said, "What are you asking him for? I'm the one paying for it." Later on, my dad was pissed off and said that it was out of line to say that, and I embarrassed him. I didn't do it to embarrass him. I was just being honest. He doesn't even know how much tuition is, so he was the wrong person to ask. Am I the asshole?
Oh my god.
Not really. I mean, I don't think he said it kind of like in a sassy way, but I don't think OP
Yeah, it
meant
was a little
it.
sassy.
Yeah.
It was pretty sassy, yeah. But I don't think OP meant it to be like, "Oh, my dad's not paying my tuition," like trying to say like he could have went in more deeply and said stuff about like, "Oh, he's controlling. I don't want him to pay for it," or like he could have said anything else. But instead, he just says he's not paying for it, and just left it at that.
Yeah, I mean, but did you hear how controlling he is?
Yeah, that's probably
That's
like
too
too much.
much.
That's a lot. I mean, I don't blame him for wanting his peace of mind over the That's crazy.
I don't know. I think that's too much for school, which I don't really think is like helping anyone, anyways.
No. Checking his bag is kind of insane.
Yeah, I mean, what is he gonna do? Like
what?
Cupcake? Like, is
I'd
there
be
chocolate
mad.
candy?
Like it's like he's just suffocating his child at that point. So
But I
he
get
was
it,
already suffocating
'cause-
beforehand.
My mom be like that too sometimes.
Your mom checks your bag.
No, not the bag thing. Like the grade thing. She'd be like, "Why'd you get this? Me. Why did you get an A?" And I'm just like, dude. I get like in that part. I understand because my mom's the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
It's
remember
so
crying
annoying.
too in like middle school. I remember
Yeah.
I got a B minus or was it a C plus? I don't know, one or two.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "What did you get?" C? Yeah, I got yelled at. It was bad.
It's like it sucks.
Yeah. But I get it. They're coming from a better place, trying to get you get better, understand better, be in a
Yeah.
better But it's fine. Which I thank him for everything, but it's gonna I didn't need to yell at me. But anyways, I think yeah, he's not the asshole.
No.
Mm-mm. Yeah, OP's definitely not the asshole for just.
I mean, he's kind of doing his dad a favor.
Yeah, if anything, yeah,
'Cause, like,
that should be happening.
He's not paying it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah, the dad could go on a vacation.
Yeah. He needs one.
Yeah, he's doing too
He
much for
really
like
needs one.
12 years. How long are you in grade school for? 12, 13?
13,
Yeah,
I think.
doing too much for 13
12,
years.
13? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a long time. Oh my God.
He just needs a drink.
I'll be traumatized.
He needs a drink?
Yeah,
No, I think he needs a couple.
a couple of drinks.
Yes.
He needs to be blackout for a month.
Yes.
Yeah, I think the father needs help. I think, well, if you think about it, I feel like parents are like that because also their parents were like that, and it's a cycle. So they treat their children like that way because that's all they know. So it's just a cycle that never ends. But I'm glad at least OP was able to, be like, this is not okay. I'm gonna do this and, take care of it myself. So yeah, we're in agreement that he was not the asshole, right?
Nope.
Yeah, no.
All right, so the next story is, am I the asshole for walking out of the airport when I saw my husband's mom standing there with her luggage? I, female 30, don't have the best relationship with my husband's mom. Since day one, she tried to make remarks and compare me to her. She then tried to get on my good side and started overly praising everything I do, and sometimes even copying me, like that one time when she literally dyed her hair purple just like mine. And when everyone pointed that out, how ridiculous she looked, she actually blamed me and accused me for trying to make a joke out of her. That is so crazy. Oh my gosh. So anyways, my husband and I took 2 weeks off work to visit some places out of the country. Tourism, in other words. Thing is, I was the one who saved up for and arranged for the trip. My husband was responsible for booking the tickets. My husband's mom wanted to come along and threw temper tantrums when I said no. She called, texted, sent people to talk to me into letting her come, even threatened to call the police and make some complaint up to get us to stay if she can't come. My husband said we should just take her, but I told him he was wrong to tell her about the trip in the first place. He gave me an ultimatum. Said he wouldn't go if she can't come, and I told him I'd gladly call his bluff, which made him take his words back and say, "Fine, I will tell her to stop it because we won't take her." Things got quieter, suspiciously quieter. The day of the trip came and we got to the airport at 2 p.m. My husband was walking ahead of me and was looking left and right like he was looking for someone. I asked him, but he didn't respond. He led me to the waiting area, and the first thing I saw was his mom standing there with her luggage. I froze in my spot. I felt a cold wave washing over me, and I was fuming inside. She and my husband were hugging. That's when I quietly turned around and started walking towards the exit. My husband followed me while shouting at me to stop. He tried to stop me, but I told him off the harshest way possible. He tried to say I was overreacting and that his mom was there anyway, and I should let it go and not mess this trip up for us. I told him he and his mom could just go, and I was going home. I went home and sobbed into my dog's fur for several minutes. Turned out he booked her a ticket without me knowing. An hour later, he came home yelling and raging about how pathetic and spiteful I was for walking out and going home to ruin the trip last minute. I told him he caused this to happen. He said that I was being so hard on his mom. It's ridiculous. I refused to fight anymore, but he kept on berating me, then called my family to tell them that the trip was canceled and that it was because of me. My family said that I shouldn't have ruined it for myself, and I should have sucked it up and done my best to enjoy it. Did I overreact?
Oh my god.
This is so much. Like, literally, I feel rage inside for her.
I'd be mad. I'd be really, really mad.
Oh. This really, really frustrates me.
Yes.
Like, internally, I am mad. Like, I'm really frustrated with her husband. This is divorce worthy. I'm sorry. This is divorce worthy, and I don't say that very often because I think people should work it out. But the relationship has always been his mom being a third wheel.
So bad.
He's a mama's boy,
Yes.
and like too severely. Like it's too much. Like so many wrong things happened here. First of all, he went behind her back.
Yes.
Lied to her face, basically. And then invited his mom and then blamed her for being mad and leaving. When she already spoke with him and said, I do not want her to come. This is a trip for you and I. So he completely ignored her feelings, her suggestion, her planning that she saved up.
And arranged?
Exactly.
Oh my god.
And he only bought a ticket.
For his mom.
Yep. So I found it ridiculous. I think he is, sorry, excuse of a whole human being, because he's just he doesn't understand what he's doing wrong either. He thinks that she is in the wrong, and I don't think he's ever gonna think otherwise, which makes it worse. I think OP deserves better, and she needs to divorce. I'm sorry, divorce. And then what pissed me off the most was she told this to the family and said she should have sucked it up.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Oh, sucked it. Okay,
not
then.
that being on her husband's side and not her.
No, that's crazy.
That's messy.
I'm sorry.
She should have gotten another ticket and gone somewhere else.
Oh, she would have, yeah.
And like just have her own vacation because she's the one that arranged it and everything. Yeah. So she already knows. Yeah. I would just cancel everything and then her doing her own thing. She
would have said that she canceled the trip, but then change her flight. And then could have gone to the trip herself and liked her. Just should have, yeah. That's it. She still had to like enjoyed the moment with herself at least. I think that's frustrating. That's so frustrating.
Take your dog with you.
Yeah. So there isn't like a small update. Well, it's kind of a long update.
Small girl.
So she said, I don't know where to begin. It's been an absolute nightmare recently, and I feel like I am losing my sanity. For more details about my situation, I have to admit that my husband's moms favor him over all his siblings. This affected his relationship with them and me as well. He's never seen an issue with how differently his mom treats him. It bothered me and made me feel uncomfortable. The whole dynamic made me feel uncomfortable. Going low contact has never been an option, like he has to see her or call her every day. Most of his siblings don't talk to him, and I 100% believe it's because of his mom's favoritism, like I said before. He does bear some blame for not seeing how wrong it is till this day. In many instances, I found myself making excuses for his behavior. Even in my post, I did spontaneously, and I don't know why, but I guess it's because of how much I love him, and because I really, really wanted to be able to work things out without letting this affect our marriage. Regarding what happened with the trip, he tried to talk with me, and most of what he said came from a place of blame. Blame towards me. I just couldn't continue with this argument. I told him I needed space and that I would be going to stay with my sister for a while. He didn't take it well. He literally got up from the couch and opened the door, telling me to go right then and there. In that moment, and seeing how he was still not even anywhere near understanding what he has done, just made things perfectly clear to me. I just had pictured years and years of my life being lived like that, and I was like, nope, I can't do it. Can't take any more of it, especially when he keeps focusing on being right every time. His mom can't do no wrong. I'm always the aggressive, crazy, jealous, pathetic overreactor. All these people's opinions, advice, and concerns were like a spark, like the wake-up call I needed, though I wish that it didn't get this far, but what is done is done. Right now, I'm staying with my sister. I brought my dog with me as well. He sent me the last message telling me I'm the one choosing to end what we had together. But I believe it's the other way around, especially with how he keeps making his mom the victim of this situation. It's become clear now that we keep going in circles with no end in reach. And I'm just so exhausted and overwhelmed. And I'm not mad at him and don't expect it to change, but at least given options to decide what's best for me and my future, even if it's a separation and divorce. And a big thank you to those who reached out with me and resources that I feel very, very lucky to have across. I just wanted to give you an update since many of you asked for it.
That's a hard update.
That's crazy. I knew it. This had to be the worst. Sorry. There's just no fixing it because he doesn't see what he's doing is wrong. He thinks that
he was going crazy. Like, he kind of overreacted in that part. I don't know. Where he was like going off at her and like telling her to get out and stuff.
Yeah.
That was too much.
He opened the door for her?
Yeah. Like, did you want me to leave before? It's just like your way of like actually kicking me out and actually having a reason to. Like, that's just insane to me.
It's crazy. No, I think there's just no rhyme or reason for him, and there's no other way than his mom being the victim of the situation because she can't do any wrong at this point. So I think it's best for her to just let it go.
Where's her husband? Where is he at?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because
he doesn't talk about it.
Because like if she doesn't have any or whatever they pass, I don't know, something happened. Then like I don't know, maybe like that's her son is like the only person she got. I don't know.
Well,
but,
she has other siblings.
Oh my god!
And he's the favorite one too.
That's so bad.
Yeah. Yeah,
she feels lonely, and that's the only person she can go to because she lost everybody else.
Yeah, because of her decisions, because of her choices. So she's really to blame here. She lost her because of her decisions and her nagging and her craziness. She made her son lose his marriage at this point.
He didn't even care either. Because if he really cared, he would have like stopped like everything or said something. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, he would have not invited his mother to the trip. That simple.
No. Why did he get her a ticket? I still don't understand
that's weird.
that.
Yeah.
And behind her back.
Yep. Yeah, he's definitely in the wrong. He's the asshole and the mother too. They're both assholes. Okay, and then next story.
Okay, the next and final story is titled, Am I the asshole for suing my parents for my college money? My great aunt set up saving accounts for all of her female relatives. In our culture, education for women is not really valued, and she thought that was bullshit. She lived with her father in London, where she was educated. She went on to attend university and became a doctor. She married a British man, they moved to America, and had a great life. She founded the education of as many of her nieces and grandnieces as she could. When she passed away, she left money for every girl relative she could. My parents managed to access the accounts that was set up for my sister and I. They used it to pay for my brother's wedding. My sister didn't care because she got married 2 years ago out of high school and had no intention of going to college. When I graduated, I left to the bank to get money for school, and it was almost all gone. There was like $13,000 left. I asked my parents about it, and they said they needed the money. I finally found out where the money went. I got furious. I got student loans and moved out. I am a great source of shame to them, and I don't give two fucks. I'm currently suing them for the money that was left for me. My entire family is against me. They all think I am a complete asshole for airing private family business in public, and that I am putting money ahead of my family. My friends are all on my side, but they are all Americans and don't really get my culture. Neither do I, to be honest. My brother called me up and offered to pay for my university if I dropped the lawsuit. I agreed as long as we had a legally binding contract, and he said I was being an asshole for not trusting him. I said he should not have accepted my money for his wedding. It is causing all kinds of embarrassment in our community. I am somewhat ashamed to be doing this, but I don't want to have this debt I should not have. Am I the asshole? I do not think so. I think it's like crazy to have spent all that money on a wedding in the first place.
Yeah, I don't think she's an asshole either. Mm-hmm. I think she should do whatever it takes because it's not right for her parents to use the money that belonged to her for a wedding.
Mm-hmm. I'd be so mad.
For a wedding. I mean, her college, would be what she would have used it for.
Yeah.
And her parents using it without her permission is crazy to me.
Yeah, they basically stole it. Mm-hmm. Well, they actually stole it.
They did because she already left $13,000.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, she's not the asshole. She definitely should go for it. And regardless what the family thinks, who cares? It's not like they took their money. I'm sure they would be pissed off too. Mm-hmm. So that's why they're like, oh, why are you doing like that? Well, because they didn't take your money. That's why. So yeah, I think she should have totally done that. And then the brother being an asshole too, saying, oh, you don't trust me? Of course not. Not after my parents lied to me and took my money for your wedding. And then you're asking, word of mouth, like, oh, I promised to give it to you. No.
I know, yeah. I can't believe I think he was trying to trick her. I think he thought that she was dumb.
Yeah. I think he was trying to help his parents because of the whole wedding thing. Mm-hmm. And be like, oh, no, I'm not going to give it to you. Yeah, 100%. I feel like that's my instinct. I know. Yeah, I think all her families are assholes.
Yeah, she's going to get a lot of money from that, hopefully.
Yes, hopefully she does.
More than 13,000.
No, that was what was left of the bank account.
Yeah, so imagine
how much left.
Yeah.
How much did they take?
Hundreds of thousands, probably.
Oh my god!
That's so irresponsible.
For a wedding, come on, people.
13,000 isn't even enough for college, depending on what you're gonna study on.
Yeah, and it's
not enough.
The parents took 2 accounts for money like that.
That's insane.
And their sisters too. Remember, they shouldn't even ridiculous. Care. Because she is already married and whatever. Mm-hmm. But yeah. Can you believe it? How much money they spent?
Does the brother not have money?
No.
For his own wedding? Then why are you guys getting married if you guys don't have the money?
That's crazy. That's favoritism right there. Probably
that's
sexism.
Ridiculous.
Because depending on their culture
Machista.
Or whatever. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because it might be that too.
It's ridiculous.
Sexist preferential treatment. Yeah.
Yeah, no. That's... Mm-mm.
Yeah, so she's not the asshole. Go for it, girl. I hope you get the money back. And more. And then some.
Triple.
Exactly. All right. So that concludes our episode. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week. Bye.